So one of the things I want you to do today is to create a project and try to incorporate some of the code that we see in Hello World. You can call it Hello World 2. So to create a project, you can right-click again on the PyDev Package Explorer and go to New. And then under Project, you select that. And you can see PyDev has these options to create things like projects. So if you go to PyDev, which is a plugin that you have installed, a development environment for Python, go ahead and open that folder and select PyDev project. Press next, and let's call something Hello World or Hello World 2. So this will give you a kind of way to possibly sort of practice, I guess, creating projects. You can see I'm getting actually an error, so maybe that's because I've already created Hello World 2, but I'll just call it Hello World 5 just in case for my purposes, but you can call it Hello World 2 or whatever number you want for your purposes. So once you've created it, you can go ahead and press Finish, and you can see that now it's created a project with an SRC folder, which is the source folder where you keep your code. We could be lazy and just copy all these, of course, all the code into that. But let's just go ahead and practice some of these concepts initially, and then go ahead and try to see what happens when you create your own projects. So to create a package in a source folder, a package, of course, contains or helps organize your code in sort of modules of related, or at least groups of related modules. We often create packages to organize ways if we want to organize functionality into a larger endeavor. So let's create a package. We'll call it PyDev package, or it's called PyDev package. And we can create loading as our first package, which is this loading package to load data and do some analyses, okay, like we do here. And so you'll see it'll create this init file, which basically allows the package to be referenced to know that it's not only a Python set of libraries and packages, but also you can have things like initialized libraries and other data loaded in the init.py file. But for our purposes, we can basically leave it alone. To create a module, you can go to the package and right-click the module, and you say New, PyDev module. You can select that, or you might have to go to Other, depending on what your selections are. So you go ahead and select that, and you can see it goes right away to a module creation. So we can say load data as a way to do that, and it should create a module called load data, and then from there, in my case, it'll create options or allow you to have different options to have like a main, for instance, or an empty for as well. We can go ahead and select main if you want, and then here we get the main, just like we did the main in the example that I showed you earlier, load data. It'll create a main, so that'll be a way for us to launch our script effectively.